Cool, cool. Welcome on into the Rockies Now podcast. It is now week 2, fellas, of the MLB season. Your Colorado Rockies, man. We're 6-6 heading into this. We just hope that the Rockies don't lose tonight and then it comes up with that horrible number that we will not mention on this podcast ever again. Chris and Tom, how are you guys doing? First of all, Chris, how you doing, my man?
Dude, it is so good to be healthy and back at it again with you guys. 2 weeks was too long to take off.
100%. Yeah, dude, the cold, I think we both got around the same time too. I remember a couple weeks ago we were doing some EPS stuff and yeah, dude, we were both not feeling it, but fortunately we are good to go now. Tom, how are you doing, my man?
Well, it's interesting because my two favorite teams both have pulled off a sweep within the first 12 games of the season.
Ooh.
However, one went back to a sweep and then got swept, but it's all good. That's the ebbs and flows of a season.
Mhm.
It is cool because now one of the teams on a 4-game winning streak and is tied in a 3-way tie for second place in the division.
Start buying those postseason tickets, folks. Go to
Rocktober, baby.
Rockies.com/tickets.
Exactly.
Oh, man. No, it's been an awesome week, honestly, but we have to start off with the Philadelphia Phillies series because the Rockies, of course, last time we were talking to you guys on the pod, the Rockies had just come off of a huge series win against the Blue Jays, making them 2-4 heading back into the home opener. And as I mentioned last time on the pod, that I thought the Rockies were probably going to be like 0-6 or at least 1-5 heading into Denver for the home opener. And the vibes were high. Again, the episode of today's vibes are Rocky Mountain High, really. And so the vibes were high going to opening day. Super exciting stuff. It was going to be my second home opener ever. Last year I went. That absolutely sucked. So I was hoping for a better opening day this year. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to win today. Michael Lorenzen is getting his first start. And we're going to have fun today. First inning gives up 6 runs, right? Yeah, I think it was 6 runs. 7 runs. Oh my gosh. Yeah. See, I'm already past that now. But it was just miserable. And I don't think we get recording it now until I think we got like 3 straight outs or something like that. But they had scored 7 straight runs. It was just ridiculous. And it felt like literally over an hour had taken place to just get by that first inning. And what's so shocking, guys, that game took less than 3 hours to play. But the reason why that is our guy Bioso pitched a 1-hitter going into, I believe, the 5th inning. He started in the 5th inning. He came in the game in the 5th inning and pitched an absolute gem. So like to see that from Bioso. But yeah, the opening day was not fun at all. The weather was a lot better. I was able to get some merch. But other than that, guys, opening day just looked like a team from last year. And I'm like, did really anything change? And then, of course, we know our Rockies. But I think, guys, these are different Rockies. So I'm going to hand it off to Tom here first. Tom, what were your thoughts on the opening day game overall for the Rockies? It was just a miserable watch.
It felt like we were getting slapped in the face again. It was just like a big whooping continued downturn from last year. So, again, I'm the only one of us who doesn't live in the Colorado area. So it is what it is. I mean, again, the Phillies are primed to make one last big hoorah here. And so they came to play. But games 2 and 3 stood out more for me, which I'm assuming we'll get to now. But opening day, I guess you could say we got hit in the mouth, got knocked down, but we got back up. And because games 2 and 3 were much more formidable, but even though we only won one of them.
Mm-hmm. And before we get to game 2, let's do some trivia. Time for some trivia to start off the episode. I just completely forgot about that. So, Tom, do you have those questions for us? Because last time I got embarrassed because I couldn't answer one of the easiest questions in Rockies fandom. And so, yeah, just don't go check out that episode, please.
Well, don't check out the episode from last year where you couldn't guess the largest contract in franchise history. It took you a bit. We had to kind of will you on there. But it's all good.
So I remember that one.
Oh, man.
Well, we all have our brain fart moments. It's inevitable. So
this is
true. Anyway, so here's the question for you now. This is about position players. It has to do with hitting, and it's a career question. So can you guys name the top 5 leaders in career extra base hits for the Rockies history?
You said
Cargo
extra base
got to
hits.
be up there.
Say again, Steven, what was your question?
You said extra base hits?
Extra base hits. So that includes home runs, doubles, triples. So total extra base hits in the Rockies.
Blackman's on that list. I know that.
In the Rockies career. All right. Blackman. So Chris, I heard you gave one name. What was it?
Cargo.
Cargo is number 4.
Blackman.
Blackman is number 2.
Helton.
He is number 1.
There you go, Lux. You got it right.
Nice.
Who?
You're
So
looking for 3. You're
Oh,
looking for 3.
Arenado.
Arenado is number 5.
there you go.
LeMahieu?
No, he's not even in the top 10.
Oh,
I could have said Larry Walker, but he wasn't a fast guy. Was it Larry Walker? Just for fun, just throwing out.
Larry Walker's number 3.
There you go.
oh wow. Nice.
Out of the hat. Out of the
Dude.
hat. Let's go.
So to recap the answers here. So the question for everybody was who were the top 5 Rockies players with the most extra base hits in their career? Number 5 is Nolan Arenado with 524. Number 4 is Carlos Gonzalez with 543. Larry Walker is 3rd with 599. Then Charlie Blackmon is 2nd with 629. And of course, the one and only Todd Helton is 1st with 998 extra base hits as a Rocky.
That's what longevity will do for you.
Mhm.
17
Dante
years.
Bichette, Yes. I saw that. in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say again. Oh, well, yeah. Lux, we'll
Mhm.
pop it up here. Yeah, Lux. Lux,
Good
yeah,
guess,
you got
yeah.
Lux, yeah, right there. Dante Bichette, Lux, he is actually number 6 on that list.
Oh, look at that.
Just missed that. Just missed the top 5. Dude, that was fun. Hey, I redeemed myself by getting the last one. Let's
Well,
go.
to answer Lux's point here, Noah Arenado would be up further up on the list if you include his Cardinals hits as well. So, but you don't. This is only his Rocky stuff.
Yeah. Who's that guy who went to St. Louis again?
Never heard of him.
No.
Well, didn't he move to the desert recently? I'm sorry. Could you guys fill me in on that? I heard he packed. I thought I saw on social media he packed up a moving truck and moved out west.
He did.
Oh,
He did. Unfortunately so.
Hmm.
Now we got to beat him, what, like 17 times a year?
not
16,
worried.
17, whatever it is.
Yeah, not worried. Definitely not
Just
worried
got-
at all.
You just got to hit your spots and mix up breaking balls with fastballs, and you'll get them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's still.
Go on.
might be-
I don't want to respect or disrespect the guy. Don't get me wrong. Like,
well,
but,
it's still
you
going to
know.
be fairly tough to get one past him at third
Mhm.
base. So he's still a formidable fielder out there.
Oh, Wild says, where does Tulo fall in those stats, Tom?
Tulo is
Good
actually number 8.
Oh,
Mm. Mm.
yeah, those injuries, man. The last couple of years in Colorado, rough.
And
Dude,
then,
like
of course,
2011 when he got extended, or no,
And
it
then
was
you go-
2010, right? When he got extended, and then in 2011 was his first year.
Yes, and then of course when he
Mhm.
went to Toronto, that's really when the back started barking up on him.
Yeah, I'll never forget that 2015 ALCS though against the Royals, dude. That's where Tulowitzki was like, man, is he back?
Oh, yeah.
Against the home run against Johnny Cueto, the man, the rocker.
Hmm.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
good times.
absolutely.
What about Vinny Castilla?
He's number 7. Is Vinny
7.
Castilla is number 7 on the
So
list.
Bichette, Castilla, and Tulo.
Mm-hmm. And Matt Holliday is rounds out at number 10 as another.
Ooh, I'm kind of surprised at how down. I mean, he didn't spend a whole lot of time here. I mean, 6 years, right? 6 years in Rockies uniform.
He
Yeah.
went to the Cardinals and he came back for some
Mhm.
more, but that wasn't enough
Yeah.
to move him up to number 9.
I'm
Which-
still so happy that he retired as a Rocky. Like, and Cardinals fans can't say, well, he's a Cardinal for life. Nah, I think I know he won a World Series with St. Louis, but I feel like he contributed a little bit more with the Rockies. Just saying, that's just bias.
But Stephen, to round it out, your man Trevor Story is number 9.
Let's go.
Nice. Sounds about right.
T Story. By the way, he shaved
I-
his beard from last year. If you've seen him play this year, he shaved his beard.
Is he
Yeah,
full
that's
of-
what-
He still has scruff. It's just it's not as big as it was last year.
Maybe you should adopt the Mountain Man hockey player look like Dylan Cease with the Canadians.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. The Canadians. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Imagine
Mhm.
imagine Edward Julian rocking a long beard. He could do it. He could definitely do it.
Well, no one beats Charlie Blackmon. That
Yeah, I was
style's
about to say that.
That style's iconic.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Dude, man, I miss
Yeah.
Charlie.
So
But
there's
hey-
your question, gentlemen, and we will
Yeah.
do another one next week.
Yes, sir. Best believe. That was a good one.
I'll make it a pitching one next week.
Ooh, stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. And by the way, later in the episode, we're gonna have like a little poll pop up. So stay tuned for that, guys. So moving on to the rest of the Philly series before we get ready to talk about the Astro series. Super exciting stuff. Game 2 was much more competitive. Obviously, very thankful for that. Obviously, that first inning was like, oh no, here we go again. Trey Turner got I think a leadoff double again. But fortunately, the Rockies pitching in that game was phenomenal. The offense, man, that was so frustrating because the Rockies had chances near the end of the game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. The Rockies would get guys on base with nobody out, and what would happen? They would get pop-ups in the infield or ground ball. It's just like it was aggravating to watch. And it was very frustrating because it's just like these are winnable games. And the Rockies, they're playing better baseball, but it's just like it's right there, right in front of you. And it was just, again, incredibly frustrating. I remember, in our group chat over the last week, we've been like, man, this team could be so much better if we just score runs. And hey, now, moving forward, going into the Astros series. But again, the Rockies won game 3, fortunately, to salvage the series on Easter. Great game. Mickey Moniak, 2-home run game today. Our guy, Mickey Moniak. And then TJ Rumfield, again, rookie of the year status is going through the roof right now. I mean, his OPS, I think, leads the rookies and at least in the National League. I'm not sure if it's Major League Baseball as well, but it's impressive, dude, to really see Rumfield do what he's doing, man. And he's acting like, I've said this before to both you guys, he's acting like he's been here before. He's been in the big leagues for a couple of years already. And again, this is his first couple weeks in the big leagues. So you love to see it. So overall, I thought it was a good series for the Rockies against Philadelphia, especially against that lineup, against Aaron Nola and some of their pitching staff, despite them being on a little bit of a cold trend. They haven't been playing all that great. But hey, the Rockies were able to be competitive in that series. So overall, we'll take it, man. I mean, Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, they could not figure out Jesus Luzardo if their life depended on it on Saturday evening, dude. And it's like they couldn't figure out the game plan. The game plan was pretty simple: breaking balls early and then fastballs late in the count for the most part. And they just couldn't figure it out. And then for whatever reason on Sunday, they figured it out at least a little bit better. 3-run inning in the first to kick off the game against Taijuan Walker, who, I mean, has not started the season off incredibly great at all for Philadelphia, but historically has been good against the Rockies and here at Coors Field. So it was good to see them kind of break that little curse there as well on Sunday. And then you got another nice start from Tomo Sugano, man. I mean, he gave up a solo shot, right? I think that was about it for him. Yeah. But again, this is something we talked about during the offseason. At least I mentioned it. Everyone was complaining about the fact that Tomo led the AL in home runs surrendered. And I was like, hey, look, man, I mean, he doesn't walk people. He doesn't give up a ton of other hits. And so these home runs, I mean, they're going to be solo shots a lot of the time, and they're not going to kill you. Solo shots don't kill you. It's the safest way to give up a run. And so, yeah, I'm not terribly concerned about Tomo. It's good that he was able to lock it down on Sunday also. And I mean, that was kind of the starting point of an offense that kind of figured out just what the heck was going on. And yeah, I mean, that kind of bled into the Houston series.
Yeah, Tom, what were your thoughts on the Phillies series? Again, like opening day was just miserable, but I mean, you do have to say, again, the offense was bad in game 2, but kind of left the Rockies pitching hanging there, which was kind of like the theme over the first, 7, 8 games, I guess, of the year. But really, again, Sunday, we saw the Rockies come back and get a huge win. So, Tom, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, we can harken on the offense. Maybe they'll wake up eventually. They just got to shake the rust off the bats. I was most impressed with the pitching. For example, on Saturday, Chase Dollander, 4 1/3, only giving up 1 run. That's another lengthy start for him where he gave up less than 3 runs. Or another appearance, a multi-inning appearance where he gave up less than 3 runs. So I was definitely impressed by that. Again, it's not a start. Both, again, he came out of the pen, pitched multiple innings. He wasn't perfect. He had a little bit of command issues, but again, only 1 earned run. And then Sugano, as it's fishiness here in the comments, he balled out definitely on Sunday. So again, he had the splitter working and he kept the ball down. So he did a great job. So that's the thing I was most pleased with, even though when our bats weren't showing up, our pitchers were. So I think that's a good sign. If the bats wake up and the pitching holds its ground, I think we could be definitely in good shape. And that, poured over into the Astros series.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And then go ahead. Yeah.
Just one thing I forgot to bring up here. It's talking about TJ Rumfield's likeliness for Rookie of the Year. He is, according to Kalshi, he's currently 5th in Rookie of the Year odds.
Who's number 1? Curious. Owen Casey?
No, you want to take another guess?
Got to be a guy.
Say again, Chris.
It's got to be a guy on a good team, better team.
It's a good team. Take a guess. Take a guess.
I was thinking like,
dude, Connor
JJ
Griffin, bro, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great guess. He's third.
He's
What?
third. There's someone
third.
above.
Is it JJ Weatherholt?
He's actually fourth.
Oh, okay. Because I know he's having a decent start.
Think
Man,
I'll
who's number one?
think Midwest.
Okay, St. Louis.
Oh, Munataka.
No, that's American League.
Who is okay? So Pirate. Who is it on the Brewers?
No, go further south.
It's St. Louis.
Go further east.
Oh, dude, I'm blank right now, dude.
Just
Sal
give up.
Stewart.
Sal Stewart. It's
Oh
Sal
my
Stewart.
Oh
gosh,
my gosh! Oh my word!
Sal
That is
Stewart.
so random. I hope you know I pulled that
who?
out of the back of my brain.
Sal Stewart's odds right now, he's 34% now.
Oh my word, Kaushi, what are we doing?
Number two is Nolan McLean from
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's
But
in
like,
second at
who is number
19%.
one?
Wow.
Well, Connor
Yeah,
Griffin.
we're just respecting.
Connor
Stewart.
Griffin's had a two back-to-back bad games, so he dropped quite a bit. He was in second, but he's dropped a little bit. So,
Man,
I mean,
so there are your current odds. But TJ Rumfield in the last day he has gone up 7%. So he went up from 6 to 13. So he's rising.
nice, dude. Yeah, I need. Maybe we haven't been paying it. I haven't been paying attention to Sal Stewart. I was like, who is that guy? So I guess we need to do our research. I don't know ball.
Reds focus. We're sorry about that.
Absolutely, sorry, Reds focus. Love that guy. But yeah, man. Talking about the Astros series now. So really, you're looking at the hottest offense coming into the series for the Houston Astros. It's like, oh boy. And then obviously we want to address this guy, Christian Walker, who has literally killed the Rockies at Coors Field. Literally, it feels like every single game, guys. Like he always hits a home run, and he did in this series. I think it was only one home run, but it was just like, oh boy, here we go again. And then the first inning, the Astros, I think, scored 2 runs, or the second inning, I think it was. But it was just like, oh boy, it's going to be one of those series to where it's just like, kind of like the Phillies, where like the Phillies get a lead and we just can't score runs. Well, the Rockies guys, they responded. They won game 1, and then they take game 2. And then yesterday, the Rockies win 9-1. Their pitching has been phenomenal. TJ Rumfield got a triple, I believe, in game 1. We saw the Rockies have that 8-run 5th inning in game 1. Like, dude, this is a completely different team than it was last year. And I feel like, I know, Chris, you addressed it in a lot of the comments yesterday on social media, but it's just like people think that, oh, this is the same team as last year, just maybe a couple different players. No, like they have definitely not done the research, but it's so refreshing to see that we actually have people in the front office that know baseball, that signed the right guys. Yeah, I mean, it's still early, and you're not saying that these guys are going to be all-stars this year. I mean, we don't know, but given the numbers, and again, the research that you went into, with our podcast and with EPS, is that, this team in terms of WAR is potentially a 70+ win team. And I feel like people don't understand that, or are just like still not believing the Rockies. Now, again, they're going to be bad, like I said last time, but like you said, Chris, on a previous Rockies podcast, they're going to be normal bad this year. So like, what's going on? Like, this was awesome. And now we're 6-6 heading into tonight's game, which is going to start in the next few moments. So it's just like, we love to see it. Like, what's going on, Chris? Like, how are the Rockies doing this?
Yeah, I mean, what's even more incredible is that they really should be 8-4. If Austin Slater threw that ball in game 1 of the season, like a half second later, or if Otto Lopez broke a half second later for that one diving stop he had in that game, or if JJ McCarthy, JJ McCarthy. No, this is not football. If Jake McCarthy broke a slightly different angle, bro, in game 3 of the series, then this is an 8-4 team. And so they're actually even exceeding my expectations thus far. I did not have them beating Toronto. I did not have them sweeping the Astros, and I still had them at 67, 70 wins. So, I mean, the way they're doing it's pretty straightforward, right? They're being, ideally, at least recently, especially against Houston, right? They're being more aggressive early in the count and on fastballs. Bro, my goodness. you cannot be a good team in Major League Baseball if you can't hit the fastball. And that's something that they've done a lot better over the last few games. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think there was a comment Uncle Ted made a little bit earlier about the pitching, specific pitch. Oh, yeah, there it is. Throwing cutters more, not necessarily instead of sliders. All right. I mean, slider usage is a little bit down this year, but cutter usage so far is up 8 percentage points from 2025. And four-seam fastball usage is down 15 percentage points from 2025. So completely different pitching philosophy. They're pretty much doing exactly what they said they would do this season. And I think that's kind of what's most surprising about this is because we're so used to hearing coaches and front office staff talk about, oh, we're going to do this a little bit differently this year.
Never happened.
We want to do this. And that never really actually happens. They're literally doing the things that they said they would do. And so they're stealing bases. They're throwing lots of pitches. And man, I mean, this philosophy is completely different. It's fantastic to see how completely different of a team this is, not just in terms of players, but also just philosophy and execution.
Yeah, more competent too. It's just like this is what happens when you have competent people in your front office that actually know what they're doing. And it's exciting, man. And I wanted to mention this before we, get ready to move on to the Padres series if we have any other comments about the Astros series. But like I will mention, Jordan Beck is having a pretty miserable start. And we talked about before we got in here tonight about potentially, sending him down. He still has all of his options, 3 options left. I think that very well could be coming, but who could be sent up? I know, Chris, you were talking Charlie Condon. I know a lot of our listeners would love to see Charlie Condon up here. I'm like, listen, I'd be happy as well. However, I'm leaning toward Tom's side and maybe not sending him up too early because, again, I know some people out there are like, well, what about service time? And listen, don't worry about service time. That's not the issue we're talking about here. What the issue is that you don't want to call him up too early. He struggles and it ruins his confidence. Now, I'm not saying that would happen. You never know. But I would lean toward maybe not quite yet. I feel like, Tyler Freeman, I know he's been banged up with that. Was it hamstring or something like, I think it's a hamstring. Or his back. I think it's his hamstring or back, but he's always an option to put in the outfield. I don't know if he's necessarily a left fielder. I think he can play right field, but it's just Jordan Beck, dude. He needs to figure it out. But what I was saying was, I find it very interesting that or at least some of the players that were drafted and developed by Bill Schmidt and have been in the Rockies system and were in the Rockies system during these periods of time where the Rockies have been bad. They are not performing very well. And yet the guys that are arguably the best performers so far this year have been guys that were not drafted by the Rockies, that came from outside the organization, that have had success or have however, I will say though, Troy Johnston is still technically a rookie. Am I correct? And the same thing with TJ Rumfield. They're both rookies. And so it's so impressive. It's just impressive because these are best players. And you would think it'd be Tovar. Again, he's having a good start. But you think it would be Tovar, Doyle, I don't know, Willie Castro. I don't know. But it's the rookies, man. It's the younger players that are actually doing something about it because we haven't seen this in a very long time. Again, we'll mention it. Again, this is the first time the Rockies are 6-6 this late in the season since 2022. 2022, that was 4 years ago, guys. And so it's just, and by the way, guys, that was the very first year the Rockies lost 100+ games. And so is that a sign that things are starting to turn around? So it's super promising, man. But I just feel like this is it. Like, this is the turnaround point. We're seeing it right now. And imagine, again, we talked about it a couple times before we were starting the season this year and during the offseason of how we wanted to lower our expectations. We didn't want to get too excited. But, I mean, if the Rockies lose the 90 games, that's automatically a successful year, in my opinion. If you lose 90 games, if you go 72-90 or 70-92, as long as the Rockies don't lose 100 games, that's already, pretty much a 20+ win improvement, guys. So it's so refreshing to see the front office actually know what they're doing. They have a plan, and we're seeing Alan Leichman, our pitching coach, actually knows how to talk to the pitchers, analytically driven. We have guys in the dugout that, again, are around analytics, The Rockies still have catching up to do, but it's so refreshing to see once again that the Rockies are actually finally looking like a competent baseball team.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A fun fact, if they manage to go 79-83, they'll have had the largest single season win increase in MLB history. So, I mean, thus far they're on pace for 81-81. So, you know, for what that's worth.
Hey, this is a start that if you want to have a historic comeback year, like what you're talking about, Chris, this is how you want to start it, especially when you're playing against teams that were in the playoffs last year. And we're at least above 500 and competitive in the wild card race. I mean, this is what you want to see. And the Rockies are playing 500 baseball. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, classic Rockies. Listen, the Rockies, it's embarrassing to say this, but the Rockies have not had a 90-plus loss season since 2018, if you don't count 2018. So it's just, that's progress. And we'll take it either way, guys, 100%. But yeah, it was funny to see all, because there's a bunch of bandwagons out there, because again, over here at EPS and Rockies Now, we truly believe in diehard fans, but it's just like, it's so funny to see all these bandwagon fans all of a sudden hop on and everything. But it's just like, that's why we're here through the good and the bad, you know? So wow. What a start the year, 6-6 now. But before we start the Padres series, any players we want to talk about? Again, we kind of briefly touched on Rumfield and Johnston, but do we want to talk about what Johnston said about the Marlins, like throwing some shade at the Miami Marlins here? What do we think?
I want to throw a shout out to Kyle Freeland for a fantastic performance in Game 2 with the start there. His ERA is now down to 2.3. And also shout out to Zach Agnos, who had a 3.1 inning save in Game 3.
Yeah. Dude, I think that start by Freeland was probably one of his best starts since 2018, the wildcard game. That was just
very likely.
Very likely. Yeah, dude. It just, and again, I posted this on our story on Instagram. A happy Freeland makes me happy, like, because the guy has been through so much, through like bad pitching coaches, and it's just like nobody helps him. And you look at guys that have pitched here in the past, like Jeff Hoffman, Yancy Almonte. I'm forgetting another name, but they said, the Rockies were like so bad analytically, they would not help the pitchers whatsoever. They would do this, hey, try this, or we want you to do this, and yet they knew that that's not going to do, or we've already tried it. And, it's just, things were not working well, but we're now starting to see guys that actually know what they're doing. They know what works in Coors Field, Chris. And you talked about it on the other podcast. And then now with Rockies Now, it's just, we're seeing it in play, and we're finally seeing the action. And so, which has been super, super good stuff. Wild says the Troy Johnston comments after Monday's win was the stuff we've not heard in some time. Yeah, man. I mean, that's why the Rockies signed him. I mean, the Marlins put him on waivers, and I feel like he definitely took that out. And we had him. You had him on the pod, and definitely check that out if you haven't already. It's somewhere in the archive. You're gonna have to find it. But man, he is definitely one of our biggest supporters for sure over here at Rockies Now. But our guy Troy Johnston, dude, he's killing it.
Dude, he's raking a ton.
The breaking ball too. Dude, I don't think he's really done poorly with the breaking ball at all.
Well, that's the way he was last season. I think I even asked him about that. I thought it was changeups that he did best against last year. It was actually breaking balls. He hit 300 against both pitch types. And so that's not a surprise, which is one of the reasons why, I mean, maybe had you dug into it a little bit more, you would have thought that he would have a really nice season for the Colorado Rockies as a guy who hits breaking balls really well. But yeah, I mean, those comments, man. I mean, Miami is a good sports town for the Heat, maybe for, I guess, the Panthers don't play there, do they?
I mean, FC, the football club for Miami. I mean, you have Messi, but
right. No, it's not a Marlins town. I mean, they averaged like 15,000 fans a game last season, and they won 79 games. So yeah, and then I mean, he hit 277 with them in a limited sample size, and then they let him go. So yeah, I mean, I could understand why he'd be a little bit salty about that.
Yeah, Luke says when Chris interviewed Troy, he asked about the biggest difference between AAA and the majors, and Troy spoke about overcoming imposter syndrome and feeling like he belongs. Yeah, and that's what he said in that interview, how he wants to treat the younger players on the Rockies too. I mean, he's a younger player as well, but again, we're seeing Rumfield and Troy kind of act like they've been there before, but they have so much confidence. Like, that's the word. If I had a word to describe the Rockies team, confidence. Dude, they're in every single game, minus opening day at Coors Field, minus, maybe game 2 against the Blue Jays. But really, guys, they've stayed in every single game this year, which last year it just felt like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be another like 18-1 loss, like we lost in Baltimore. You remember? It's just like it felt like it was going to be. You knew when those nights were coming. But it's just this team, man. It's just like a bunch of guys that honestly, again, TJ Rumfield was traded over here, and he was kind of stuck in the Yankee system. You already had Ben Rice, Paul Goldschmidt with the Yankees, and Rumfield was a big league ready bat. The Rockies saw him and picked him up. So again, really exciting stuff to see here. But yeah, we have about 10 minutes until first pitch. So let's get ready to talk about some predictions as we head out to Petco Park as we wrap up tonight's pod. Do we want to? Oh yeah, let's do the poll here. Now again, it's going to block Tom a little bit. I think we'll see what it does here. Let me see if I can find that poll, but let's show it. So if you guys see it on your screen, I think there should be a way. So type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat for who do you think, which Rocky starter will pitch the most innings in this upcoming series. Let us know in the chat. Yeah, it should be over there on my screen. So it's over there. So let us know in the chat here on YouTube and X. Again, appreciate every single one of you guys. We have about 27, 28 people in here. So again, feel free to like and subscribe. Tell a friend about Rockies Now. Tell a friend about EPS. We're super excited about just building this up and Rockies Now, dude. I don't know if you've noticed, Tom, but we already have 6,400 followers on Instagram already. And we just hit 6,000 like a month ago. So we've already increased by like 400 followers. So we're getting closer to 10,000. So keep those votes coming in. Looks like we have a 3-way tie between Dollander, Sugano, and Feltner right now. I'm surprised nobody's Freeland. What's going on, guys? Come on. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe I'll go on. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on my account and vote.
Yeah,
love it. So anyways, we got game 1 tonight. It'll be, obviously Jimmy Herget. I know some of you might be wondering, well, wait a second, Jimmy Herget starting. Well, he's technically not a starter, so we're putting Dollander in there, and Dollander will be getting some action. I'm not sure how long it will be, but hopefully it's some good depth there. My prediction for the Rockies, honestly, I mean, we're feeling good vibes right now, honestly. Like, and maybe you're looking at maybe a sweep. I mean, San Diego's been up and down this year, very inconsistent. Like, I think we talked about it last week with Sarah. Like, teams like the Giants and the Padres, they've been inconsistent this year. I will say, though, shout out to our guy, Herman Marquez, pitched an absolute gem in Pittsburgh this past week. I think it was a shutout, too. So, definitely kind of missing him because it's just like, man, if we would have kept him for one more year, I would have loved to see what he would have. I mean, dude, Cy Young 2018 type of Herman Marquez, like, dude, I would have loved to see that. But yeah, man. But yeah, that's the starters. So, and then it will be who's starting? I think it was Vasquez for the Padres, and then Sugano pitching game 2 for the Rockies, Feltner game 3, and our guy Freeland pitching game 4. So. I think the Rockies could definitely win at least 2 here, maybe 3. Honestly, I'm feeling a 3-1 series win here, fellas. What do we think?
I mean, it could be possible. The Padres, for whatever reason, the Padres offense has not been good to start the year. And so that includes them not being able to hit fastballs, by the way. And so the fact that the Rockies are using more fastball shapes in 2026 does give you reason to believe that they can go into San Diego and at least split. So, I mean, this is the first biggest, with the Rockies, you have to track some things in the early season because obviously the challenges of playing at altitude bring a lot of new considerations for the team. And so obviously they usually start on the road. That's fine. It's kind of a carryover from spring training. They're away from altitude. The first test is how the new pitchers do coming to Coors Field for the first time after the first few series on the road. But then the second largest challenge is to see how the hitters respond going back to sea level after playing at altitude for a few series. And so it'll be interesting to see if the Rockies can keep up their offense that they've been producing over the last few games. But I mean, if they can do that, And if some of our fastball pitchers, which is pretty much everyone that's in our starting rotation, they throw some decent amount of fastball shapes consistently. I mean, I could see the Rockies winning 2, maybe 3, like you said, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2-2.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 here. I was thinking about the sweep, but then it was a 4-game series, and the Rockies did have a 4-game series sweep in 23, I think, in San Diego when they had that 7-game winning streak. But I'm gonna go Rockies take 3 out of 4. Dude, it would be crucial. It would be huge if the Rockies can do that because again, they're playing the Astros after this. So again, we'll talk about it. Of course, when the series is over next week. But hey, I mean, the Rockies, dude, they're playing hot baseball. They have the hot hand. They're the hottest team in baseball, guys. Use that. Have fun, of course, on the road. That's one thing I am concerned. You're going from Coors Field back to the road. That's might hurt them a little bit, but still, it's discipline. It's attitude, not the altitude. So, may the best team win. I mean, the Padres are also 6-6. We'll see what happens here, but yeah, it should be a fun series. Again, we have only a few more minutes until first pitch. We're gonna let everyone out of here. But again, if you have any final questions or comments, let us know here on the pod. Lux, you are correct. Dollander will be pitching a little bit today out of the bullpen. Yeah, let me see if we have any other comments here. Yes, it is a bullpen game.
That's not a bullpen game. It's just they have an opener.
Yeah.
So technically, when you do that, it's just a reliever's opening the game and then the starter's coming after. It's not considered a bullpen game.
Which is weird because technically it is a bullpen game because technically Dollander is a reliever, even though he's technically a starter and will be a starter at some point this season. But yes, Tom.
I like to call it an opener game.
Opener game. Yeah, we got Wild here. He says Herman may pitch against the Rockies on Saturday. That is true, I think. So that should be fun. I just hope that's not like a no-hitter or whatever. It would just be miserable. And knowing the history of the Rockies, first games against the Rockies as a former Rocky, they usually tend to do pretty well. But I don't know. Dollander, get going to watch out. Absolutely. Astros are going to want paybacks. Yeah, dude. It's going to be in Houston. Obviously, the Houston crowd's going to be there. But hey, you know what? By that point, the Rockies might be still hot and they're going to be used to the road altitude. They're going to be acclimated to the road environment. I think they'll be okay. Last year, the Rockies, I think, won at least. I think, didn't they win the series in Houston? I know they won a game.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So again, the Rockies, they played okay in Houston before. So we'll see.
They're not the same Astros. Yeah. They're not the Astros of old. So they're not as mighty as they used to be.
And guys,
so I'm not exactly shaking in my boots here.
Yeah. And plus their rotation is battered with injuries. Like again, yesterday, man, taken out in the first inning. And then Hunter Brown is already out. Like their rotation is cooked. They're having to do multiple bullpen, or Tom says multiple opener games. But yeah, dude, that's one thing the Rockies could definitely take advantage of. Of course, we don't want to see anybody get injured or hurt, but definitely something the Rockies could take advantage of. Doyle batting 9th, need to see him on base. Yeah, dude. Again, if you want to follow us on Instagram, again, we're going to be ending our pick to click thing on Instagram. So make sure you go on over there right now before the game starts in 2 minutes to submit your pick to clicks. We're going to be tallying up those points again tonight. And again, I think we might do a point update once per week. So definitely follow us on Instagram to check those out. I think we had a 3-way tie between 3 people with 9 points. That was from the Troy Johnston game. So definitely, again, put those submissions down there. Well, again, only 1 player per game. So unfortunately can't do that, but maybe in the future we'll think about doing that. Guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. Again, we got first pitch coming any second now. Any final comments before we head on out of here?
It's an exciting team, guys. Let's keep it up. I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah.
The ride could get better.
Hopefully it's not like the ride with Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, and the ride was never over.
Let's not put us in that same category.
Oh boy, and I just completely doomed the Rockies 2026 season. I'm sorry, guys, but hey, we'll be back next week. Hopefully the vibes will be even higher here in the Rocky Mountain Range. Again, subscribe to us at Rockies Now on YouTube, and then again, follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts at. Also follow us on social media. We're booming over there, bringing out some good content, and we'd love to see you there. as always, go Rockies.